In the quiet corners of our planet, vast landscapes stretch towards the horizon. Here, nature unfolds in its most magnificent form. Great rivers carve their way through ancient forests, their waters reflecting the endless sky. Mountains, old and weathered, stand as silent sentinels, their peaks often shrouded in mist. Across sprawling savannas, herds of wild animals move with the rhythm of the seasons, following ancient paths etched into the earth. It is a world of immense beauty, a world that seems untouched by time, where the cycles of life and death play out in a grand, natural theater. This is the earth as we often imagine it, pure and untamed. This wild expanse teems with life. Flocks of birds paint the sky with vibrant colors, their calls echoing through the valleys. Below, in the dense undergrowth, smaller creatures go about their lives, hidden from view. The air is filled with the hum of insects and the rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze. Each living thing, from the mightiest elephant to the smallest beetle, has its place in this intricate web of existence. They are all part of a delicate balance, a system that has evolved over millions of years. It is a world that commands our respect and our wonder, a testament to the sheer power and diversity of the natural world. Yet, if we look closer, beyond this breathtaking panorama, another world exists. It is a world hidden in the shadows, tucked away in the very landscapes we admire. It is a human world, but one that operates by a different set of rules. Here, the natural rhythms are disrupted by a silent, relentless struggle. Within these beautiful remote places, there are stories of human lives that are rarely told. These stories are not about the freedom of the wild, but about its opposite. They are stories of captivity, of lives lived under a heavy, invisible weight. These hidden worlds are often just out of sight, along the riverbanks, deep within the forests, or nestled in the foothills of the great mountains. They are small communities, sometimes just a handful of families, living in conditions that are hard to imagine. From a distance, they might seem like just another part of the landscape, another small human settlement in a vast wilderness. But the truth is far more complex and far more painful. It is a truth that quietly calls for our attention, asking us to look beyond the surface and see the hidden reality that lies beneath. If you want to uncover more hidden stories and support our mission to shed light on these unseen worlds, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring these important stories to a wider audience. Let us draw nearer. Here, in the dense forests of Southeast Asia, the air is thick with humidity and the smell of damp earth. The sounds of the jungle are constant, a symphony of life. But listen carefully, and you will hear another sound. It is the rhythmic thud of an axe, the scrape of a shovel against rock. These are the sounds of human labor. Men, women, and even children are at work. They are clearing land for plantations or mining for minerals that will eventually find their way into our modern lives. Their faces are etched with exhaustion, their bodies weary from endless toil. These people are not working for themselves. They are bound to this place, not by physical chains, but by invisible ones. Many were lured here with promises of a good job and a steady wage. They were told they could build a better future for their families. But once they arrived, the reality was starkly different. Their wages are withheld, and they are charged for food, shelter, and tools at inflated prices. Soon, they are trapped in a cycle of debt that they can never hope to repay. They have become prisoners of a system designed to exploit their hope and their poverty. Consider the story of a family living in a remote brick kiln. The father was offered a small loan to pay for his daughter's medical treatment. To repay it, he agreed to work at the kiln for a few months. But the owner keeps adding interest and fees, and the debt only grows larger. Now his entire family must work alongside him. His wife and his young children spend their days molding clay
and stacking bricks under a relentless sun. They live in a tiny crude hut on the kiln owner's property, with no access to clean water or proper sanitation. They are isolated, with no one to turn to for help. Their freedom has been stolen from them, piece by piece. They cannot leave. If they tried, they would be tracked down and brought back, their debt even greater than before. They are watched constantly, their every move monitored. They have become invisible to the outside world, their lives a silent testament to a cruel and hidden practice. For them, the beautiful landscape that surrounds them is not a source of wonder, but the walls of a prison. Their world has shrunk to the size of this dusty, smoky yard, a place of unending labor and quiet despair.
Poverty is the fertile ground in which this modern bondage takes root. For countless families living on the edge of survival, a single crisis, a failed crop, a sudden illness, can be catastrophic. With no savings and no social safety net, they are left vulnerable. It is in these moments of desperation that exploiters appear, offering a lifeline that is, in truth, a trap. A small loan or the promise of a job can seem like the only way out, the only way to feed their children. They are not making a free choice. They are choosing between the impossible and the unbearable. The lack of education deepens this vulnerability. When people cannot read or write, they are easily deceived. They sign contracts they do not understand, agreeing to terms that enslave them. They are unable to calculate the debts that are piled upon them, unable to challenge the lies they are told. Generations become trapped in this cycle. Children who should be in school are instead forced to work, their own futures sacrificed to pay off a debt they did not create. They grow up knowing only a life of hard labor, with no knowledge of the world beyond their immediate suffering. Imagine a young boy, no older than 10, working on a fishing boat far out at sea. He was sold by his impoverished parents, who were told he would be given an education and a chance at a better life. Instead, he spends 20 hours a day mending nets and sorting fish, often going hungry. He is beaten if he makes a mistake or works too slowly. He has not seen his family in years and has no idea how to get home. He is just one of thousands of children lost to this brutal trade, their childhood stolen for the sake of profit. This is a life stripped of all choice. The victims of modern slavery cannot choose where they live or what work they do. They cannot choose when to rest or what to eat. They have no voice, no rights, and no power. Their lives are dictated by the whims of their captors. Every day is a repeat of the last, a monotonous cycle of fear and exhaustion. They are living ghosts, present in body, but absent in spirit, their humanity slowly eroded by the relentless grind of their captivity. Even in the darkest of circumstances, the human spirit has a remarkable capacity for resilience. It may be a quiet and almost invisible resistance, but it is there. It's found in the small acts of defiance that go unnoticed by the captors. You know, it's in the way a mother hums a lullaby to her child amidst the noise of the factory, a small pocket of tenderness in a harsh world. It's in the secret sharing of a piece of bread between two workers, an act of solidarity that reaffirms their shared humanity. These are not grand gestures, but they are vital sparks of light in the overwhelming darkness. Hope, too, persists in the most unexpected ways. It survives in the stories passed down from elders, tales of a time before the debt, a time of freedom. It lives in the dreams of the young, who imagine a world beyond the fences and the watchful eyes. A young girl might secretly practice writing letters in the dirt, a skill she learned from a kind stranger, clinging to the idea that one day she will be able to write for help. This hope is a fragile thing, easily crushed, but it is also a powerful force that keeps them going, day after painful day. There is a quiet strength in their endurance. They learn to read the moods of their captors, to navigate the dangers of their environment with a skill born of necessity. They develop a silent language of glances and gestures, a way of communicating warnings and offering comfort without words. This is not the life they would have chosen, but they adapt to survive it. They hold on to their identities, their family bonds, and their cultural traditions as a shield against the dehumanizing forces that surround them. They refuse to be completely broken, and sometimes against all odds, this quiet resistance blossoms into a courageous act of escape. One person, or perhaps a small group, will find a moment of opportunity, a crack in the wall of their prison. They will run, risking everything for a chance at freedom. Many are caught and punished severely, a grim warning to others, but some make it. They emerge from the shadows, carrying their stories with them, becoming a voice for the countless others still trapped. Their bravery is a powerful reminder that the desire for freedom is one of the most fundamental instincts of all living creatures. The stories of these hidden lives are slowly coming to light. Like a camera lens focusing in from a wide, sweeping shot to an intimate close-up, our collective awareness is beginning to sharpen. We're starting to see the individuals behind the statistics, to hear their quiet voices. This is the first and most crucial step toward change. For too long, this suffering has remained invisible, hidden from our view, and therefore from our conscience. But the truth, once revealed, cannot be easily ignored. It demands a response from us. Change does not begin with grand sweeping actions. It begins with something much smaller, much more personal. It begins with understanding. It begins with the decision to look beyond the surface, to ask difficult questions about the products we buy and the systems we support. It requires us to connect the dots between our own lives and the lives of those who may be toiling in bondage thousands of miles away. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and acknowledging that the freedom we enjoy is not a universal given. It is a precious gift, and one that is denied to millions. Compassion is the fuel for this change. It's the ability to feel, in some small way, the pain of another. It's what moves us from passive awareness to active engagement. When we allow ourselves to be touched by these stories, we are compelled to act. This action can take many forms. Supporting organizations that work on the front lines to rescue and rehabilitate victims, advocating for stronger laws and corporate accountability, or simply sharing these stories to help others see the truth. Every act, no matter how small, contributes to a growing chorus of demand for justice. The world is vast, and its problems can seem overwhelming. It's easy to feel powerless in the face of such widespread suffering, but we must remember that even the largest and most ancient trees grow from a single, tiny seed. Our awareness, our compassion, our collective will to make a difference, this is that seed. By nurturing it, we can begin to dismantle the hidden structures of exploitation and bring light to the darkest corners of our world. The journey is long, but it begins now with the simple, powerful act of seeing.